So the case against Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin continues to grow as prosecutors reveal newly released testimony from his former roommate, lover, Lance Twiggs. He is describing Tyler Robinson's behavior the day after the assassination. Listen.
So he acted erratically. Was he pacing? Was he just sitting down, relaxing?
No, he was walking around a lot.
And that's within the home?
Mm-hmm.
And did he talk about what he had done?
Didn't go into detail. I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it, and then kept going around and just doing stuff, I think, to keep himself busy or distracted or something.
Let's bring in Fox News contributors Josh Ritter, attorney, as well as James Gagliano, former FBI supervisor, special agent. James, I'm going to start with you because I want to go to one of the conspiracies, and they're using some evidence that was presented in court yesterday, and that is the bullets as well, and the ATF's testimony that they provided about the analysis of those bullets. Can you explain that to our audience, how they were able to match it and know for sure, because of the markings on the bullet, that it was indeed Tyler Robinson's weapon that fired from that?
Yeah, LJ, the defense gave us a clear preview of what their arguments are going to be at trial. You know what they are? They're going to attack the DNA. They're going to suggest that there were multiple people that contributed to that DNA sample. And the second piece was on display yesterday. The defense brought in an ATF representative yesterday. We'll have another one on the stand today. They're going to argue that the bullet fragments that were removed from Charlie Kirk's body did not match the Mauser Model 98 bolt-action rifle. And I'll say this. You have to look at it and see how much in agreement and disagreement from the sample. And what the ATF forensic expert said was there were clear agreement there and there was possible disagreement, so she could not conclusively tie it to that weapon. LJ, I'll conclude with this. This happens all the time.
That's right.
When a round hits a body, it gets distorted, it gets mangled up, and it's difficult to do. So it's not dispositive, but this is going to be the defense's case at trial.
So just to explain it to our audience real quickly, and I hate to focus so much on these little details, but it's a part of the conspiracy theories that's out there. It's just like a fingerprint. You're not going to get the perfect fingerprint every single time. Sometimes you get some smudging there, so you don't get, but at the end of the day, each marking is specific. So you're able to match it up at the end of the day, but you're not going to have a perfect crime scene every time. Meanwhile, Josh, this was the star witness. How damaging was Lance Twiggs' testimony yesterday against the defendant?
Oh, it was decimating. I think it completely ended any kind of defense theory that they may have been working on. The ballistics that we just talked about, perhaps they're going to go after the DNA. All of that is window dressing when it comes to the testimony that we heard yesterday. I call it testimony. It was a recorded statement. But if when Lance Twiggs comes into court, he testifies any way close to what we saw yesterday, he's going to be the star witness. I'll tell you this, too. We'd heard a lot about Lance Twiggs. We knew that he lived an alternative lifestyle. We had seen some photographs of him. So we were all curious as to how he was actually going to present as a witness. And I will say, if I'm the prosecutor, I think he's fantastic. I think he came in a suit and tie for the interview. He spoke well, presented himself well, was able to explain things clearly. He's a great witness, and he does important things for the prosecution, namely the confessions. But also, we talked about this earlier, he is the one person that we have ever heard so far to actually positively ID Tyler Robinson to any degree of certainty as being the person in that surveillance video. That is perfect. That ties everything together.
And it's clear that defense counsel did not prepare the defendant for this because he was rattled. According to the testimony of people that were in the hearing yesterday, Mr. Robinson did not look well. He was fidgeting the moment he popped up on that screen. So just imagine what's going to happen when he's in person. James, Josh, thanks so much, brothers. Y'all been doing a great job out there. And be sure to check out Fox Nation for more of Josh's ongoing coverage of the trial.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.